What's going on, guys? I'm Fuller from Custom Offsets, and as you can see, I am in my living room because I'm still making videos during this whole quarantine thing that's kind of going on here. So we're still open, still shipping wheels and tires. We've still got financing below 0% APR, but since we've been getting a whole bunch of questions on what we should do when we're building our trucks. So what people want to know is, where do we start? How do we do things? How do we pick the right pieces? What do we know, or what do we need to know to start building a truck? So we want to kind of go over some of that. Now, I've covered in a lot of previous videos, you know, the mistakes you can make when buying wheels and tires, the mistakes you can buy when you're selecting what lift kit you want. So if you want to check that out, we've got all those too. But kind of just rolling into this video, this is going to be more so about, what do you start with? How do you decide what to do first? What are the important things to cover? What are the important things to look at? So without further ado, we'll jump into it. So jumping into this, there's obviously more than one way to build your truck. And after building a couple different vehicles, not only for ourselves, but our customers too, we kind of have the upper hand at knowing how to do things. Now, I would say that there's basically two main ways of doing it. You can pick, you want to run X wheel and tire setup, a certain size, and then figure out what suspension kit you want to go with. Or you can do the method that I prefer, and that's figuring out what suspension kit you want to go with first, because suspension can eat up a good portion of whatever budget you've set aside for this particular vehicle is. So what I mean by that is, if you want to go with the top of the line stuff, if you want a BDS lift kit with the Fox coilovers, the whole 9 yards, you want to get the best quality stuff, that's going to eat up a good chunk of your budget. Now, there's definitely other options out there too that are on the more affordable side. You go with a company like Zone, which is a sister company of BDS and has very, very similar quality products, but you don't have the same warranty. You still get a warranty, it's just not the same as BDS no questions asked warranty. And you don't get some of the standard features on BDS kits. So like some of the skid plates and whatnot are options on Zone, but they come standard on BDS. You also got companies out there like Rough Country that they're offering full coilover kits for like around the $2,000 price range, or you've got oh, Luna, thanks for joining. Or you've got Rough Country entering with their basic kits that are $1,000 or sometimes even less. So there's definitely options out there as far as what you want, but figuring out the size of the suspension that you want is going to be very crucial, because that will determine basically what you can fit for wheels and tires. So the first thing that I do is decide, how big do I want this truck to be? So for an example, we'll just use a 6-inch kit. Once you decide you want a 6-inch kit, all right, now we'll go to the gallery, enter in your year, make, and model, enter in the suspension, but leave everything else blank, and this will show you what wheel and tire setup you can go with on that particular truck and suspension setup. So if you know that you've got a 6-inch lift, then you're going to be able to figure out what wheels and tires will fit underneath that. So that's the order that I do it. So we got the 6-inch lift, we plugged it in the gallery, now it comes down to wheel width and wheel offset. And you kind of need to know that plus your tire size to figure out the next step here. Diameter isn't as important, and I'll touch on that in just a little bit. So I'd go through the gallery then, and I would figure out how wide do I want to go. Now if you go with a 9 wide, you might be able to fit 35s or 37s on a vehicle that has a 6-inch lift, depending on how much trimming you're willing to do. Let's just throw that out there, because if you put 37s on a 6-inch lifted Silverado, you're gonna have a whole lot of rubbing going on. But on a 9 wide, you could make it work. Now, on the opposite end of that, if you selected a 14 wide, with a 37-inch tire, there's just no way that you're gonna be able to make that fit without running into a whole bunch of rubbing issues. So that's where it's important to figure out that width and that offset. Good middle ground, we'll say 10 wide or 12 wide. That's gonna be a good option to go with there, and kind of just play around in the gallery, figure out what you like as far as style wise. And then this will also help you on your budget, because you've got the suspension taken care of. Now you're gonna have another set amount that is ready for the wheels and tires. You can kind of go from there. Once you have the width figured out of what you want for how wide your wheels are, which is basically how much stance you want or how much lip you want.
Can't go anywhere, but I still got fat lips.
Then you can move to diameter. Now diameter is really all personal preference. A smaller diameter, like 17 inches, is gonna leave you more room to have more rubber on those tires, which is more of an off-road setup. A larger diameter is going to be a much more flashy wheel, much more like a show style wheel, and it's going to, in some people's eyes, look cooler. That's really up to you though, not us to decide. So you have, like I said, it's personal preference. If you want a smaller wheel, bigger wheel, typically the bigger wheels are going to be a little bit more pricey than some of the smaller ones, but there's definitely expensive small wheels too. So all comes down to what kind of style you want. And again, that's where the gallery can really help you out. But this is not quite so much about the gallery and more just about figuring out what fits your truck, what is going to go right the first time, and how we go about figuring out, you know, our build plans as far as what fits on the trucks that we do. So this is the order that we do it in, how we do it. If you want to do it different, that's up to you. This is just how we do it. The very last thing on the list then is obviously your tire selection, and now choosing the right tires we've made it pretty simple because we've done so many videos on tires. You can see all of our favorite picks, our staff picks, the top 5 cheapest ones, the best off-road ones. We got all sorts of videos that kind of explain that kind of stuff. But as far as sizing goes, obviously you need to pick a tire that has the correct diameter of your wheel so that you can actually mount that tire on that wheel, and we'll take care of the mounting and balancing. That's all done for free, and we ship for free in lower 48 states as well. So we'll handle that part of it and get it all sent off to you, so all you have to do is bolt it on, and we won't let you choose the wrong size tire. We won't let that happen. The website won't let it happen. But then diameter and width are also important. So in a standard size tire, that's going to be something like 35 by 12.5. Those are going to be the numbers that you see. It means 35 tall, 12.5 inches wide, and then the last number, like R20, would be the wheel diameter, which is 20 inches. So if you need to get started on your build and want to find out what suspension kit to run, you can head out to our website at customoffsets.com and see all the different suspensions that we list for your year, make, and model truck. So you check that out at customoffsets.com, like I said. And right now, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, we're offering that financing as low as 0% APR so that you can buy it now and pay for it later. Peace.